Cool place you got.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks again for coming. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
What do you do for a living?
I'm Governor of Pennsylvania. The fuck do you guys do for a living? You guys sit on the couch in your apartment all day?
It's kind of a power move, us getting the gov to come to my house.
It really is. I have no idea why I agreed to this.
I had to go up 4 flights to come to a podcast.
True. Really earned this one. Yeah, we appreciate it.
I really did. Let's hope it's good.
How was the elevator?
The elevator's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
Just got retweaked, so I'm glad it didn't break
no,
on
didn't
you.
get stuck.
All right.
That'd have been bad for you if I got stuck in the
It would have.
elevator.
Well, we would have
Tough
done.
look,
We
yeah.
would have done the podcast in the elevator.
Yeah.
We would have figured out a way.
Okay.
Zoom call. Yeah, we make it work.
Yeah, we'll do a Zoom on my phone or something. It's awesome. No, it's good to be with you guys.
Yeah.
And congrats on all your success. I'm happy to have the conversation with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You didn't answer my question, though.
What?
What do you guys do?
What do we do?
Yeah.
Well, I am a full-time content creator.
I am his associate.
Yeah.
It's kind of
We do a podcast. We
You
do
had
a
a real pregnant pause there when you were trying to figure out what you
It's
did.
about 9 months along. Yeah, it's a long pregnant pause. Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, no.
So it must come with the territory. You probably get this question all the time.
What's that?
How do you plan on debating Stephen A. Smith in 2028?
Man, I love Stephen A. I'll tell you, I was on his podcast not too long ago. We talked hoops quite a bit. Smart guy. I like Stephen A.
Do you think he was trying to get the lay of the land before? Because did you see the new quote?
Yeah, I saw it. Come on, look. I think Stephen cares about the country, and he cares about all of our futures, and he's got a powerful voice, and we'll see what he does down the line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting. I think we talked about it. He's a great debater. I mean, Max Kellerman, Skip Bayless,
Yeah,
Shannon Sharp.
we've seen them all.
It's like the Mount Rushmore of debaters and everything, but you don't seem too worried.
Well, it's not about being worried. It's about, I think we got to have a lot of different voices in the conversation right now.
Yeah.
Stephen cares about the country, and Stephen's going to make sure his voice is heard in the process.
All right. I think you make a deal with them, and you make them. You ever see Key and Peele when they had the anger translator? So, like
love
you know, we give a little aid to Ukraine. You have Stephen A. going, we're giving $1 billion to that certified bum,
Right.
Slava Medvedenko.
He needed
Like back in the day, you just get old school Stephen A. The clip goes viral. Everyone's like doesn't even remember
So
what just happened.
Stephen A. becomes like the chief negotiator for the United
Well, that's a
States.
good
That's
term.
your plan?
Perfect.
Great.
I like
That's
it.
going to bring peace and prosperity to the world.
100%.
All right.
100%. What else?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
We'll
Anyone
see.
else got any
Maybe
better
Stephen
ideas?
will weigh in on this. We'll see.
I'm sure he will. Yeah,
I'm sure your jumper is better than him.
My jumper is better than his. I'm deadly from mid-range still. My kids tease me I can't hit a 3 with much precision anymore, but my mid-range jumper is still pretty solid.
Do you know what the streets are saying on social media? Your nickname?
No, tell me. Come on.
Barack Obama.
Come on.
Did you not know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't.
Come on.
Are you
Why
gubbing
would
me
you
right
say
now, or
that?
you like did not actually
No,
know
I
that?
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Nobody on the team knew.
I didn't know that.
That's an all-time nickname.
How
One of the
about
coolest
that? You
nicknames
like
of all
that
time.
nickname?
Oh, 100%. I mean, it was like I think it was right before the VP choice. They got a video of you out in front
yeah.
shooting with your kid.
Shooting hoops with my kids.
Nice jumper.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice
Thank
jumper.
you. My kids call me TJ McConnell. You remember TJ McConnell? on the
Oh,
Sixers?
scrappy.
Dude, he was scrappy,
Yeah.
but he would shoot from 13 to 15 feet.
Yeah.
But he made it 70% of the time.
Yeah.
That's my game right there.
That's you model your game after.
That's my game. My kids, and I used to coach 2 of my boys in basketball. They would come down on a fast break and like pull up from 3.
Yeah.
And I'd be on the sideline screaming, "What are you doing?" Because I learned you got to go to the foul line, stop, hit somebody with a bounce pass, easy layup.
3-on-2, 2-on-1 drill. All
Yeah,
time
exactly.
drill. Yeah.
And I'd be screaming, and then they'd swish, and I was like, "Great shot! That was
There you go.
awesome!"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't do that, but my kids do.
Yeah, it's a Steph Curry generation. It's a
It's
totally
amazing.
different thing.
And I'll tell you what else my kids can do that Steph Curry taught them. This is not how I learned. So I released my jump shot more like up here,
Yeah.
right? I
Were you a
learned-
Herb McGee guy?
I mean, Herb McGee's the legend when it comes
Yeah.
to teaching. He did not teach me, but
Okay.
I learned by watching guys who shot releasing the ball here. It was particularly helpful to me. Obviously, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
a tall guy.
Yeah,
I'm coming in about 5'9" on a good day.
strong 5'9". though.
Right,
It's a
strong 5'9".
It's 35'9".
But you also run Pennsylvania. You
but
could put anything on your driver's license.
Yeah, I can say anything.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big gig,
But my kids, if you notice, they don't shoot from up here. They're shooting from their chest the way
Yeah.
Steph does.
Got it.
So they just get so much more range. And if you can get that accurate, it's unbelievable. My son Max is like deadly from behind the arc.
Do you think you have the best jumper on the executive branch?
Yeah, no question.
Really?
No question. The lieutenant governor, Austin Davis, my LG, sucks at basketball.
Yeah.
And I found that out the hard way. We were campaigning, and Austin's the best. I love him. We were campaigning in Philly, and there was a pickup game, so I went, and of course I had to talk a little trash to the kids who were playing, and they invited me out to play. And I picked Austin to be on my team, and learned very quickly that he's not very good at basketball.
Yeah, he's just setting screens at that point.
We exactly. I'm
What's
like,
he good at?
go underneath and get a rebound because he's bigger than these kids.
Yeah.
So I got a great LG, but a crappy basketball partner.
Yeah.
All right.
It's important.
Either of you guys can hoop.
I played D3 ball for a semester.
Where?
Washington College.
Oh yeah,
Down in Maryland.
yeah,
Yeah.
great. Good
And then Matt was on you're on a high school database, like top 100, top 200 in the nation at one point back in the day.
Yeah, I've been known to get winded at a YMCA. That's kind of
Have
how
you?
my whole gig. Yeah, I'm not bragging or anything, but I usually what I'll do is once I turn like into my early 20s, I started to find where the high school kids were playing, and I would kind of dominate against them and just get the ego back for a little bit.
Good for
Then you
you.
go home and you're still living with your mom, and you're like, all right, reality's setting back in here.
Yeah, that's it. Do you guys still play? Not
No,
much.
no, I play pickleball now. I've graduated to pickleball. There's no reason. I'm 32 now.
Yeah,
There's no reason for
you're a pickleball guy.
yeah.
How
I
about that?
dominate you on the pickleball court.
Come on.
Oh, 100%.
Nah, I
I
don't
don't
think
mess
so.
around when it comes to pickleball.
Yeah.
What's more advantageous, being tall or being a little bit sturdier for
Pickleball?
pickleball? Yeah.
I would say tall because you think you could dink me and you could never dink me.
Yeah.
I would
think
dink
we'll have
you.
to play. I think we'll have to play.
I'll come to the
Here's what we're
mansion.
gonna. I'm going to invite you to the governor's mansion.
Okay.
We got this big, like state dining room where we have fancy meals. We'll get all the tables, all the chairs out of there. We'll bring in one of those nets, put some tape down on the ground.
All right.
I'll kick your ass. Right.
You
in the
can't
governor's
have Cory
mansion.
Booker on your team because we know how he doesn't get winded. All right.
That
That's
guy.
the only
God
caveat.
bless that guy. 25 hours,
What the hell?
no bathroom.
That's crazy.
Pretty amazing.
That is crazy. Yeah.
And you know what? A moment of seriousness here. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he
100%.
lifted up his voice, and I think he helped a lot of people sort of find their voices and their power. I'm proud of Corey. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Is it true he fasted and like no water for a good portion of
Yeah,
time beforehand?
I
or-
read that. I mean, he tried to limit his water and fast beforehand, so he didn't feel like he needed as much. But I think what most people don't understand is he literally had to keep talking for 25 hours.
Right. Mhm.
And if he left his, like chair or desk area, to go to the bathroom or do whatever, that would have been the end of it. He would have lost what's called like control of the floor. He would have lost the ability to speak, and he didn't leave.
Should have set up pickleball on the Senate floor. Just kind of keep you there for a
That
little
would
bit.
be wild.
Get a game rolling.
Yeah.
Him and Chuck Schumer, see who's who. You know? Let it
I
rip.
think we could beat Chuck. What do you think?
Yeah, he's an old bag.
It's a tough one. He's an old dude. That would be the one that I'd brag about. I'd be like, yeah, not a big deal, but I beat a 74-year-old man earlier today. It means the world to me.
How you feeling? Sixers just locked up the top 5 in the lottery.
Yeah, I mean, look, well, they've got to actually get the ping pong ball to bounce
know.
their way because,
I
they could fluctuate. Hell, Atlanta last year, I think they had like a 3% chance, number one pick, and they got it. So we got to stay in that top 6.
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you, this is not revisionist history. When we signed Paul George, I thought that was a bad move. I thought what we needed on this team was Maxey and Joel, and then like 10 Max Strus type players, guys who could shoot threes, play defense. You know what I'm talking
I'm surprised you didn't say TJ
and
McConnell.
who
honestly.
just but TJ doesn't have the range on the 3, and who can play good defense and just run constantly. And instead, we threw in another max deal for Paul George, who I think is old. He was, chronically injured. And I think they were going with the same model of what they had with Tobias and thought, well, Paul George is an upgrade from Tobias. And turns out at the end of the day, he wasn't on the court is not enough. And I think it was a bad move. I just don't think you win in the NBA that way anymore.
I think Morey's pretty obsessed with like the 3-star model. He's lives and dies by it.
AI.
It's starting to kind of show itself that it
I don't
might
think
not
it's
be.
working. I mean, look at Cleveland. I hate to say it because I hate the Celtics. Look at Boston. Look at OKC.
Yeah.
I mean, these teams that are winning now, they're teams that, can run. They're young. And it's, it's a damn shame what's happened to this team. It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
And you got Joel. I mean, look, he's hurt. Hopefully he can bounce back and be okay. I mean, he may be the most gifted player in the NBA when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And Tyrese is just awesome. We got to surround them with guys who can play.
What's your pitch to Cooper Flagg?
I mean, hopefully we get the number 1 pick. He'd be a nice addition to this team.
Maybe you could do something, maybe falls to 3,
Governor Power here.
Frozen envelope.
Yeah. Is that what we do?
That's we don't want to put
I'll put you
thoughts
guys
in your
in
head.
charge of that. You guys come up with a scheme. We'll see.
All right, we'll do we'll go frozen
We
envelope.
can put together about $24 to convince him to come here. It's about all we got. Yeah. All of our
He's
revenue's
really,
fine.
really good.
He's
I mean,
incredible.
and so young. This guy's like 18 and a half
That's
years
crazy.
old.
And from Maine too,
It's unbelievable.
which is the most insane part about it.
That is crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that Duke team, by the way. I know they lost in the Final Four, but their average age on that team, I think, was 18 and a half years old. Houston, who beat them on that incredible comeback, I think their average age was like 21-ish or something like that.
Yep.
They had a few graduate students.
Yeah, there was no freshman in the championship game.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's right.
Is that true?
Yeah, no freshmen.
Holy,
transfer portal, baby.
Tells you a lot about the game. I think that was the problems like Kentucky had last year and the year before. They had all the 5 fabulous freshmen, and then they kind of can't put it together when the game's on the line, and they end up going to the NBA.
Yeah,
we got we have a couple serious ones for you because we're both red
this
guys.
Wasn't serious?
No, this is totally serious. Yeah, we're talking Cooper Flagg. It's important.
Yeah, it's serious.
This past November, things did not go the way we were looking for.
Yeah,
it seems like there was some kind of like party shifts, at least from my perspective, where it seemed like the Democrats were always kind of appealing to the everyday working man. And somehow it looks like the Republicans might have kind of shifted that somehow to their who they're appealing to, and that kind of helped them a lot in November. Did you notice anything like that? And then do you see any remedies to kind of turn that back?
I mean, look, I think Donald Trump is kind of a unique electoral figure, and he was able to chip into what had been traditional Democratic constituencies. But look, let's not forget, it was just 2 years prior to that I got more votes than anybody in the history of Pennsylvania running for governor. And I say that not to pat myself on the back. I say that because mathematically in this state, as divided as it is, to earn those votes, you've got to have Democrats, independents, and Republicans who have your back. So I don't want to read too much into any one election. I do think it is critically important for Democrats, and I do this every day, to make sure you're talking to folks with a college degree and folks who chose not to go to college, people who chose to go to the military or a trade school and develop their skills and who want to go out in the workforce. We got to stop erecting barriers to entry for them and instead give them the tools, the skills, and the opportunities that they deserve to participate in our economy. I've been saying this for years. 62% of our adult population in Pennsylvania do not have a college degree. So why the hell would you come up with plans that exclude them, which is what a lot of national Democrats had done in the past?
Yeah.
The first day I was serving, my first full day as governor, I signed what's called an executive order as governor, doing away with the college degree requirement for 92% of state government jobs.
Oh, wow.
That's 66,000 jobs that were now open to people without a college degree. And over the last 2 years, 60% of our hires don't have a college degree. So we're opening up the doors of opportunity. We're dramatically expanding the number of apprenticeships we have. Everything from learning how to be a welder to learning how to do dairy herd management and everything in between. So I've been walking the walk on this stuff. I think some national folks kind of got away from that. Trump seized on it effectively for the campaign. But what I think you've seen with Trump over the first, whatever the hell it's been, 75 days or so.
8 years, I think, so far.
8 years of his first 75 days.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of chaos, not creating a lot of opportunity for those folks that, he purported to care about, and we'll see where we go. But I guess what I would just say is don't read too much into any one election here or there. And I'm mindful of where people are in Pennsylvania. I'm mindful that we've got to be fair to everybody, lift everybody up, not just some. We can't be elitist in our approach, and I think we're going to continue, doing that important work here in Pennsylvania, where we're trying to lift everybody up.
Yeah. Quick follow up to that, because we did hear before we got started that you were the class president your freshman year. What was the pitch on that? Yeah, how'd you get that one?
Yeah,
that seems crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy, but it actually goes back to your story in college. Believe it or not, you're playing D3 basketball.
Shot 100% from the field, not to brag.
100% from the field. Would you play one game?
I went 1 for 1. Played 4 games. It's bad first semester GPA.
Garbage time guy over
bad
here.
semester.
Yeah,
bad first semester GPA. But look at me now, interviewing the Gov.
That's great.
It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Powerful. It is.
62%.
So
get hired in PA.
Yeah. My freshman year, I'm playing basketball on our D3 team, University of Rochester.
Hell yeah.
And I'm studying to be a doctor because I watched my dad as a kid. He was a local pediatrician. I thought, man, I want to be that. Like, I want to help people. I think that's a great way to do it. And my freshman year of college, 3 things happened on the same exact day. One, I flunked out of pre-med.
Yeah,
I was a pretty good student.
Yeah,
I studied hard, but it didn't work for me.
Sure.
Left there, went over to basketball practice, and got cut from the men's basketball team.
Yeah.
And later that night, someone knocked on my dorm room door and said, yo, you should run for student government. I'm like, student government? Why would I ever want to do that? Literally no interest in that.
Yeah.
But he said to me, well, you know, Josh, you got nothing else going on in your life right now, so maybe give that a shot. It was very true.
Yeah, that's how you relate to
And,
him.
yeah.
Nothing else going
Hey,
on.
dude, I got a
Yeah,
1.6. I
nothing
flunked out
else.
of my liberal arts degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was it. I ran for student government, won, ended up, there was this whole thing where they like cut all the funding for sports. Programs on campus. I fought back against it. We won. We got all the money back for sports programs. Then I thought, you know what? These 4 juniors are running for student body president. I'm like, I feel like I could maybe do a better job then, but we only ever had juniors win because, you know, they were rising to be seniors.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll try. I went around, knocked on a bunch of doors on campus, asked the other students to vote for me, and it's the first freshman to ever win. Kind of the beginning.
Thanks to Wikipedia for that one.
Yeah.
I think freshman year I spent most of the time gaining 17 pounds. That
Is
was
that
my
what you did?
entire
Yeah.
deal.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Rowan over in
Rowan.
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
Hey, speaking of Jersey, I know something that you've always talked about, legalizing marijuana.
Yeah.
I mean, the boy's got green pastures over there in New Jersey right
Yeah.
now. He's living the life over there.
My sources tell me you guys might drive over the bridge. every
Yeah,
so
I've
often.
been to Belmar once or twice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, right now.
I don't know that you want to admit that on the air.
Yeah, it's actually well.
Yeah. That was off the record.
Where's one of your guys?
That was
He's in
off
the
the
he's in the corner
He
over
went
there.
to North Belmar. He goes to the beach. That's what he's talking about.
Okay, yeah.
That's right.
I'll tell you right now. You legalize marijuana before 2028.
Mhm.
You're looking at a guy that you could sway from the other party right now. It's not me. You're looking at
Okay.
the boy right there.
Oh, the producer.
We're talking about the boy. We're talking about a guy who attended we're talking about a Delco boy. We're talking about a Ridley boy.
Good Delta.
All right. You legalize marijuana,
Okay.
I'll take him to the voting registration
Is that
space
right?
and I'll make sure he
Well, he's going
gets
to need a ride.
re-
He's hot.
He's gonna need a ride. Yeah.
Now look, I just think
He's not wrong. See, he's not wrong. We paid him not to put his
Yeah.
MAGA hat on.
I just think it's a matter. It's a matter of, man, it's like freedom and liberty, right?
Yeah.
If you choose to do this, I think you should have the ability to do it here. Maybe not a choice I would make, but if it's something someone wants to do, God bless them, they should do it. This is America. I'll also just tell you from an economic development perspective, we are losing out to every other state around us. Ohio, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, states all around us have legalized. And so we got folks, I was joking with you before, but we got folks driving over bridges, driving across state lines. If you go look at the cannabis dispensaries in all of our neighboring states, the ones that border Pennsylvania, over 60% of those stores' sales are Pennsylvanians going in there. And so what happens? You're paying taxes to Jersey or New York or Maryland or Ohio instead of paying taxes here in Pennsylvania. In addition to that, we got a black market that continues to operate here. So I want to eliminate the black market. I want to tax and regulate it. I want folks to have the freedom that, you know, to exercise their choice, how they want to make that choice. And I want to make sure it's done in a controlled, responsible ways. We protect our kids, protect the outdoor spaces, but give people the freedom that they deserve.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I mean, yeah, hear that. I can't really think of an argument, but it seems like you're getting fought on that left and right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think anytime you're trying to bring change, particularly with people who haven't maybe thought through this all the way, it's hard. And guys, I'll be honest with you, I was not where I am now a few years ago. I'm a father of 4 kids, and I looked at my kids. I'm like, I don't know if this is the right thing for me to be saying as their dad. I was the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the Commonwealth. I thought to myself, I'm not sure that this is the right thing, but here's the reality. I don't want my kids smoking, and I want rules set up just like we have for booze where they can't get access to it. And I want to make sure that we eliminate this black market and we have it regulated so we don't have dealers taking advantage of communities. I want to make sure that as part of any bill I would sign into law, in addition to taxing and regulating it, that we wipe out the records that people have for possessing small amounts of marijuana. That's screwed up too many lives. I think we got to wipe that out. So that's where I am on this, but I've evolved on it. So it's an issue. I understand it takes people time to evolve, but we got to get there in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Do you see yourself getting there? Do you see it like going through?
I'm there, but what we have is, so I'm a governor with a divided legislature. So what that means is the state Senate is run by Republicans, the state House is run by Democrats.
Yeah.
So for me to get anything done in Pennsylvania, we've gotten a lot done. My motto is GSD, get shit done. We've gotten a lot done, but for me to get that done, I need the Democrats in the House and the Republicans in the Senate to agree. And so far, the Republicans in the Senate have been unwilling to move the bill.
More of a local issue, at least local to here, 10 blocks down. The Sixers Stadium. You obviously were for it. Is that true? No, you were not.
Oh, you're talking about here in
Center City.
Center City.
Yeah.
No, and I said that the Commonwealth Pennsylvania would not put any tax dollars into building an arena down on Market Street.
Okay. But so it gets approved and everything. And I think I read an article like you were talking about it like the Friday before they decided to keep it in South Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Were you like made aware of like any of that stuff, or were you totally blindsided?
I was asked about whether or not the state would put money into it, and I said no. In fairness, that quote got a lot of attention, but I had been saying that for probably, I don't know, whatever it had been, a year or so. I did throughout the process quietly encourage all the different sides to keep talking. And I think it's important that we have great organizations like the Flyers and the Sixers and their owners actually working together. I think it's worked well. And I know with Jeffrey Lurie running the Eagles, John Middleton running the Phillies, obviously Brian Roberts, the incredible CEO of Comcast, who also owns the Flyers, Josh Harris, who owns the Sixers, working together, especially down in South Philly, we can develop a hell of a sports complex.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're not just going down there to maybe hit Xfinity Live real quick and then go to the game, but it becomes a destination, right? You're going down there to hang out. You're not just having beers. You're having a meal while you're down there too. You're going down on days that aren't game days as well, because it becomes a destination. And I think we have an opportunity to do that now in South Philly, and seeing the Sixers and the Flyers come together like that, I think is going to be really, really important for seeing that vision through.
Get a Sky Zone down there.
Yeah. Sky Zone?
Yeah, trampoline park.
Yeah,
that's the only place I can dunk. That would mean a ton to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you need that trampoline.
That's my one bid I need. Yeah, if I can have the governor working on anything, just a Sky Zone for unathletic white.
So whatever we do, I need a
please.
trampoline just
For love of God.
For me. I'll go there. Whatever you need me.
Good.
Yeah.
Screw the apartments.
Yeah.
Put a Sky Zone.
Put
Giant
apartment in the Sky Zone. Who cares? You know, have fun. Live it up.
Yeah.
Sure, you won't have to ride the elevator.
It's a great point.
Damn.
See, you're a Sambas guy, huh?
I'm trying to get
on
into
trend
them.
there.
Yeah, I see all the cool kids wearing them these days. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what the kids are wearing. Or those are gazelles, not Sambas.
I think they're the same thing. It means all the same to me. I'm not a soccer guy, and all I know that my feet come out of here, and my girlfriend thinks that there's a corpse in the house with how bad they smell.
It's got to be bad.
They hold a
yeah.
stench like nothing I've ever experienced.
No, you don't do the Dunks or Air Force Ones anymore?
I used to, but I'm not that guy. I can't be
Not
that guy.
anymore.
They're for like the too cool of a dude.
Yeah.
I've accepted.
Too cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, I've been known to wear the Air Force Ones. So are you suggesting I'm too cool?
Yeah, it's too cool for you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow,
What
I
are
don't
you, nuts?
usually get that.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So you're an Air Force One guy.
I'm an Air Force One guy. Or a Jordan 1 lows. Yeah, either
Nice.
one.
Yeah.
Not so into the Dunks. I actually don't. I think they're very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the tariffs coming in, the Air Force Ones might be $4,000
Gonna go
in
way
a couple
up.
months. Yeah, how about
Trump's
that?
tariffs are going to make all that stuff cost a whole lot more.
Although apparently I heard he bailed on them or something to that effect. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, Trump is known to blink, right? He talks a good game
quite a
and then he
bit.
blinks, which I think is part of the reason why he's such a poor leader. But he put a whole bunch of tariffs on some countries, modest ones on others, pulled back on others. All he's done is created just total chaos in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And it's really hurting our small businesses. It's going to hurt you as a consumer when you go buy the next TV, the next iPhone, the next pair of Gazelles, or whatever you end up going to next. So it's a problem.
Yeah. We'll finish on this one.
Sure.
That's what you wrote.
Yeah, cool.
We'll finish on that. You can ask it. Yeah, we'll finish on this one.
You got to check with him before you ask me a question.
No.
kind of the enforcer here, you know.
He
It's
thought it. He
mafioso.
thought of it. So I say you go.
Uh-oh.
You go.
I'm a little nervous.
Well, it's
now.
important. We got
Come on, you're
curious,
briefed on this.
2028 coming up. If you decide to run for president,
Oh, my God.
you got to pick one PA specific celebrity as your running mate. Who do you got? Who do you got?
Well, I'm not thinking about 2028. I'm governor of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I love this job.
Yeah.
And I got a lot more in me to keep working on it. Putting aside the specific of your question of, running with somebody, I'll tell you what, we got a lot of celebrities who use their voices to do a lot of good in society. I mean, I think of Jason Kelsey around here.
Oh, that's a good.
Unbelievable guy. I mean, this is a guy who cares deeply about the community around him. He and Kylie are just awesome. I mean, they're doing great. Kylie's got a hell of a podcast and doing great.
Yeah, we'd like to get there one day.
Yeah, one day you'll.
I think we're like just behind her. Yeah. We checked the other day. Well,
It's like a few million.
Something like that.
listeners, I
Yeah.
think,
Just
something
counting.
like
Yeah.
that.
It's all politics.
I mean, look, Taylor Swift, right?
Sure.
She's pretty amazing with one Instagram.
Yeah, but
post.
after these last couple of years,
because
Can't
the
do
other Kelsey.
yeah, because the other Kelsey and the dad. Don't
Yeah.
get me started on the dad. That turncoat.
Yeah, you don't like him.
I mean, she at least that's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right, I can understand that.
Yeah, okay.
Be in the foxhole with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
But the dad,
The dad.
that guy's got a Chiefs closet.
So
full.
Mr. Swift, you got a problem with.
He's out.
Okay.
He's out. Better not ever come back to Berwick.
Taylor, I just want you to know I'm distancing myself
That's fine.
from
No,
any criticism.
you don't need the Swifty. You don't need to
Yeah.
get on the Swifty side. Bring the Swifty hate to me. I will
Yeah.
take it on.
True. Taylor,
I'll
if
be,
you're listening, what are you doing? Why are you
Yeah, I'll
doing
be
this?
Jon
It's crazy.
Snow before the Battle of the Bastards. All right, I'll pull that shield out. All right.
No, but listen, man. I mean, she could post one thing on Instagram and has a massive impact. And we got great leaders in sport. I mean, Cam Hayward in the other side of the state, Pittsburgh Steeler. He's done extraordinary stuff. I think what Saquon Barkley's done up in the
Ooh,
Lehigh
Saquon.
Valley, his home area, is really impressive. So we got a lot of guys who like understand, guys and women who understand that like their role as athletes and entertainers is important, but they give a damn and they want to give a little something back. And I appreciate that. I really do.
It's a great
I really
setup.
do. Yeah,
Folks.
it really
Good folks.
is. It really is. BG on the Birds. I mean,
Yeah,
he
it's only 90% retired. That we said today.
Yeah,
So-
only 90%.
Only 9%. Is that 10%?
There's a chance.
There's a chance that he might get the bug around
BG,
August.
He's amazing, but I think I mean he should have won Man of the Year this year.
He should have.
But he was like whatever. He was like our nominee or
Yeah.
whatever
Yep.
it's called. But
Were you on a float
should
with
have
them?
won. Sure was, dude. People were firing.
Yeah,
beers
dude.
at us.
How did you not get
It was
smoked?
unbelievable. I probably true story. So we're going down the you leave the link and you make your way down Broad Street, and within just a couple minutes, people start tossing beers.
Mhm.
Oh, Gov, and they toss a beer. I probably caught about 20 beers,
Yeah.
and folks tossed them like
Yeah.
like normal, right?
Fire like grenades.
But then when you were kind of when the float was on the other side of the street from where the crowd was, then they're going overhand.
Yeah.
And you can't hear them go, yo, Gov.
Mm-mm.
So all of a sudden, these freaking beers are flying through. At one point, a member of our security detail had to reach in front of my wife, our first lady, who was about to get clocked with a beer, and he saved her. So we get through all this. We get to the back of the art museum, get off the bus, and I'm talking to somebody about how crazy it was, people firing beers, and I look over at Howie, who's a great dude,
yeah.
and Howie's bleeding out of his head. Like, what the hell happened to you?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I got hit with a beer. I'm like, oh my God. Like, because I thought, I don't know, maybe they were just throwing them at us. They were firing beers at everybody indiscriminately.
Yeah.
So that's why in my very brief remarks at the parade, I pointed out to Philly, they know how to throw a parade, but they don't know how to throw
They don't. No, they don't.
It was crazy.
They don't at all.
It was crazy.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Awesome to be with you guys.
We
I
can
appreciate it
guarantee
very
in
much.
2028, if you do run, you'll come back on, right?
I don't know that I'm coming back here, guys. You gotta come
I'll be out of here in
back.
20 days, so that's fine.
We'll meet you there.
Hey,
We'll come to
seriously,
you.
Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you, thank
Great
you.
luck, or good luck to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Really wish
Appreciate
you
it.
guys
Thanks
the best.
again.
Next
You
time
guys
we
are
do
great.
this, we want a tour of the mansion. We want to come to you.
Love to have you guys.
I want to talk about
And
the
we'll play a
ghosts.
little pickleball. Clear everything out and play.
Beautiful.
Don't you?
Yeah, I'll
All
kick
right.
your ass.
Oh,
Keep score.
I promise you won't. Talk to you.
folks.
All right.
Yeah.